Welcome back to the Ugly Truth series. Today we're going to talk about the ugly truth about relationships. Now, when I say the word relationships, I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, but we will get into those relationships as well. We also have relationships with the lady at the grocery store. We have relationships with the teller at the bank. We have relationships with our coworkers. We have relationships with our family members, okay? So let's think a little bit more broad. Right now, in relationships, we do have the South Node in Libra. And for the last few years, we have really been undergoing a massive transformation when it comes to our relationships. If you haven't noticed, look around. A lot of people are going through breakups. Not only are they going through breakups with their romantic partner, they're going through breakups with their work, okay? They're breaking up with their hometown. We're all breaking up right now. And everybody is being displaced. You go here, you go there, you do this, you two split, you're going to be with her, you're going to be with him, and we're all being shifted, okay? And then other people are picking what team they're on, right? Or do they want to be in a same-sex relationship? There's a lot of things that are going on in relationships right now. And it can be quite hectic. One of the things that I want to talk about, though, with the relationships when it comes to our family, we're going through a major upheaval when it comes to those relationships. And basically what's going to end up happening in the collective is we are going to have to start looking for our own tribe, the people that feel like family, okay? And it's not necessarily this whole blood is thicker than water that most people in my generation were taught. Our family relationships, the traditional side of relationships, have been ripped apart with Pluto and Capricorn. So unfortunately, all the traditional values, and you can look around right now, the relationship that we have with Christmas, the relationship that we have with Easter, those are breaking up. A lot of people aren't celebrating anymore. So it's not, again, just relationships with our immediate sphere. It's the relationship that we have with everything that is going on in our lives right now. And there is so much transformation, so much upheaval. And there's going to be even more now for the next 18 months with the South Node now in Libra. And this is about people who are walking away from relationships and choosing themselves because they're not being fulfilled where they are. Now, whether that's your family who doesn't see your value, doesn't see your worth, or it's a romantic partner who values money more than he values you, who doesn't want to, put forth the energy and the effort towards you, and you have finally woken up and you're like, wow, I don't really like this. I deserve more. Relationships have to be of equal value. That is what Libra is all about. There has to be balance of give and take. And if it's one person running and the other person chasing, then somebody needs to stop. Stop running or stop chasing, because that will reset the balance of the scales. If you're running after your family members, you're running after your kids, or, trying to get their attention and they don't want to give it to you anymore, change your focus. Put it back on you, and all that energy that we have been putting on our relationships, it's time to put back on ourselves. That's what this North Node in Aries is all about. It's about our independence. It's about freedom. Our freedom to choose. The relationship that we have with the government. The relationship that we have with our community. If you go into a grocery store and you keep going through the same line and the lady's always treating you like shit, choose a different line or choose a different store. Because you don't have to go in there and continuously be treated like that just to get your produce. It's cruel and unusual punishment. That resets the scales because you don't walk out of there every day feeling like shit. Because what's happening is it's infusing the foods that you're eating, which in turn ends up poisoning you. But it's the same in relationships, If we're not being celebrated when we walk into a room, what the fuck are you walking in there for in the first place? You don't want to just be tolerated in a relationship. And why do people feel like they have to make themselves miserable? We're sent here to be happy, to be celebrated, to be appreciated, to be respected, not to be tolerated and treated like garbage just to have the bare essentials in a relationship. Respect, honesty, integrity, unconditional love. You know, unconditional love is not unconditional tolerance for putting up with someone's shit. You can unconditionally love someone from afar. But we get to choose how we are treated in our relationships. And you're teaching people how to treat you every single day. So when you turn a blind eye to a person's negative behavior, the way that they treat people, the way that they treat children and pets, that says a lot about that relationship. So you need to be very mindful about the types of people that you're bringing into your life. Just because someone's cute or pretty doesn't mean you have to tolerate them to keep them in your life. When deep down inside, the things that you are overlooking, those red flags, are going to be the exact things that break you up in the future. If they're not already breaking you up right now. We are going through massive, massive upheaval in relationships. The last time we had Saturn, Pluto, and Mars conjunct, it was in Libra, and that was in 1982 into 83. That was the grand conjunction of the three amigos. And they like to fuck shit up on their way through. And so for about 30 years, we were in these fucked up relationships of you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. You have to go to grandma's house, even though she stinks, she's weird, and she keeps like licking your face because you're not going to hurt grandma's feelings. It's cheaper to keep her. I'll just, stay in the relationship because I'm not fucking happy, but, I'd rather make us both miserable than go out and be happy because God, forbid we're happy. Well, January 12, 2020, Saturn, Pluto, and Mars closed out that cycle when they conjuncted in Capricorn. And so now we get to redefine the way that we are treated in relationships, the things that we allow in our relationships. We get to change our expectation in relationships. And if we don't want to go to grandma's house, we're not fucking going. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not weighing up, well, if you don't go, I'll hurt grandma's feelings. Doesn't matter anymore. Because now people are learning how to redefine self-love even, because it's not just the relationships that we have with other people. It's also the relationship that we have with ourselves. And if we're passive aggressive when it comes to our relationships and we keep turning blind eyes to the things that we know bother us, it's only going to come out in the future because it is a wound that needs to be healed. And it's like a trained behavior. Like somebody trained you to believe that that's the way things were supposed to be in relationships. Well, now you're seeing people get cold. People don't want to get hurt anymore. They've had enough. People not wanting to get married anymore. Not wanting to have kids anymore. You're going to see a lot of that coming up with this age of Aquarius that we're going into, with Pluto entering into that area for the final for 19 years as of November of next year. It'll return back in January, but, it'll only be there for a few months. But you're already starting to see it. You'll start seeing people having relationships with AIs. You're already starting to see it. You'll be able to go into a store and pick out your husband or wife or partner. But relationships are changing. And what I'm seeing in the collective right now is, a lot of the masculine energy that doesn't want to commit. They don't want to, put any of the effort in. And that's because we now have Neptune and Saturn both in Pisces. So this is still this dissolver of boundaries and a lot of deception. And, well, I don't know what I want to do. People not being able to make decisions. I don't know what I want to do. And so they're getting left behind. People are getting fed up. And so with Venus in retrograde, people are really going within and going, okay, well, what am I not getting from these relationships? Who's not feeding my heart and my soul? Who's taking me for granted? And again, this could be your job. Are you getting paid your value, your worth for all the hard work that you're putting in? Are you building somebody else's empire? Because again, this goes back to relationships. Are you a slave to money? Are you a slave to the system? Because again, it's relationships. Where have you been giving away your power in relationships? Where have you given away the opportunity of true happiness? Is it a fear? Is it the past? Because that's what's taking away a lot of people's power, is by, constantly worrying about the past. What if this person hurts me? What if they don't? Relationships are a very tough dynamic right now. But there's going to be a lot of relationships that are going to be able to withstand all of the pressure on them right now. And those people are going to become power couples, because whatever happens with these relationships, the ones that fall apart, it's only to get you to the person that is supposed to lift you up, to elevate you, where the two of you guys are working together for the same common goal. So if you are being taken out of a relationship right now, thank your fucking lucky stars. Welcome to the newest chapter of your life. Quit being a victim of it and quit saying, oh, I will never be in a relationship again. Don't give away your power like that. The other person's probably already moved on. Take some time, heal, figure out what you did in this relationship, because again, you're the common denominator. Pick your big girl panties up, pick your big boy panties up, and get moving. But don't make yourself late because you're still pining after somebody who's already moved on. Or somebody that wasn't willing to meet you halfway. Somebody who didn't make you a priority, they kept you as an option. Because I'm telling you right now, everything that has happened, you're still waiting around for an ex that you guys have been broken up for a couple of years and you're still hoping that this person comes back. That's over. That's over. Even if this person did come back right now during the Venus retrograde, you're going to remember why you guys broke up in the first place. And then we got Mercury retrograde getting ready to pummel us on top of the Venus retrograde. Plus Pluto and Saturn and Chiron and, we got a lot going on in relationships though, man. And it's not a time for outward manifestation, especially when you have this many planets in retrograde. Right now, it's an opportunity for us to go within and clear out some of these blockages, clear out some of these codependencies, clear out the reasons why we block ourselves from, being in a happy, healthy, loving bond. Clear out those feelings of our, our failed attempts. Control, Alt, Delete. Work on those subconscious things that continuously hold us back. And maybe it was a failed relationship with your parents. Maybe for some of you, you were put up for adoption. I know I was. So relationships right out the gate, right from birth. I was born with abandonment issues. And now I'm a runner. I'm like, I'll fucking close the door real quick. Like, there's no first time shame on you, second time shame on me, third time ... Like, no. Common sense says, like, be cool. Tell me what your intentions are. And are we going to build towards something together, or are we building at cross purposes? Like, are we flowing and building, or are you building your empire and I'm building mine? Because if that's the case, then I have other things to do. Because at this point in time, we're all playing for keeps. I don't really know a single soul who has not had the wool pulled over their eyes in some relationship at some point in their lives. And I posted this the other day. I said, it's okay to grieve the expectations that you once had that were not fulfilled. But that doesn't mean to be a victim of these circumstances. Don't be a victim of your mom and dad splitting up. And then it keeps you from love because your mom and dad failed. Or you come from a long line of failed relationships. Well, you're the common denominator, so figure out what the pattern is and learn the lesson. And if you need help with that, that is something that I work on. So please feel free to reach out and schedule a reading. I would be happy to get you out of that. But this is a time for us to not only work on the relationship that we have with ourselves, but working on the relationship that we have with our community, because it is designed for division right now. We have relationships breaking up over political views and medical views, and who's identifying as a fucking pickle, and now everybody's racist. Like, what's the relationship that we have with all of this? Or do we even want a relationship with any of it? Because at any point in time, again, this is all a simulation. If you don't like the reality of what it is that you're looking at, change your focus. You change your mindset, you change your energy, you change your outcome. It's that simple. If you don't like the relationship that you're in and you've told this person time and time again to stop putting you down, please don't talk to me like that. It doesn't feel good. Please stop yelling. And you guys don't have anything nice to say to one another, and all you guys do is bitch and complain. You spend more time putting each other down than you do lifting each other up. Then you've got a serious problem in your relationship. And some people, they don't know themselves without the chaos. So setting these healthy boundaries with our relationship partners is very important. It's like after you've already told this person, like, hey, I don't like it when, or it makes me feel like when you do ... And if this person continues to do that same thing without regard for your feelings, and then they take no responsibility, then you know that something else needs to be done, and whatever it is that you're doing isn't working. So you're going to have to do something else. So if all you do is yell and scream, and you're still not being heard, then you need to take a different approach. Because that approach is old. So we have to learn how to get creative, especially if we want to keep relationships together, because not all relationships have to fall apart. If a relationship is falling apart, it means those two people have just finished the work that they needed to do. They just decided we can't get through this one. This is just too intense and it's gone on for far too long, and neither one of us know how to fix it. We've tried everything else under the sun and it's just not working. Then you know. But if it's a new relationship and they're already not giving you any of what you need, they're not giving you their time, they're not putting in any effort, it's all one-sided, it's all about them, not about you, you're not being respected, your time is not respected, they don't value the conversation that you guys even have, then what the fuck are you doing? You know, we have the distorted masculine, distorted feminine. Let me talk to you a little bit about that. Distorted masculine and distorted feminine is people who, you know, continue their toxic behavior. They continue to blame everybody else around them. It's never their freaking fault. They don't like each other, you know, in a relationship, but they stay together and it's toxic, but it's just the obsession is much more soundproof than, you know, their common sense. But when we step into our divine masculine and our divine feminine side of ourselves, we decide that we do no longer want to go through those experiences anymore. And we step up for ourselves and we say, you know what, I want to heal that because I don't want to experience that anymore. I want to grow above and beyond that. And I want to align myself with somebody who has the same principles and somebody who has the same goals in life. And I'm not going to let anything stand in the way, not my fear, not my past, not other people, not money. But I am going to learn unconditional love. I am going to learn how to unconditionally love myself. That means love without condition. Oh, I can't love you because of you did this, or you were with this person, or you went through this experience, and because this is who you were in the past. Who the fuck are we who are we now? And again, it's unconditional love. The divine masculine and the divine feminine are two people who come together and they are a power couple. They are a powerhouse. They do not let any of the distractions around them come in between them. They don't let anyone else come in between them. They are rock solid. The distorted masculine and the distorted feminine, somebody could come in and say, hey, I saw him doing this, or I saw her doing this, and then they believe it. Next thing you know, they're searching through your phone, or they're always calling you wondering where the fuck you're at. It was cute at the beginning. It's not cute anymore. Because a divine masculine and a divine feminine, they believe in having their sense of independence. It's that together but separateness. Because we're all here on this journey alone, regardless of the partner and the relationships that we have around us. At the end of the day, we are the most important person in the room. Me, I, you. Okay? And if the person next to you, whether that's a family member, it's your boss, it's your significant partner, if they are not treating you with the utmost respect and you guys cannot communicate on a level where the both of you feel heard and there is changed behavior, then you guys need to start working on that, or you need to start working on other opportunities elsewhere, because this isn't going to work anymore, you guys. The universe isn't fucking with any of us. And I will tell you that if you break up around an eclipse, okay, you break up around an eclipse, you best believe it's permanent. Only few get to come back together, and it can take years for that to happen. And you can try to come back together. You can try it, but it won't work. It won't be the same anymore. There will be too much water under the bridge, and there will be too many obstacles for you to overcome for this to even stay together. It'll blow up in your face. So you can try. And for those of you who already know that you're in a relationship that you're not supposed to be in, work, family, romantic, you better start making your outs and start making your way, or start working on this. Nobody is worth selling your soul to the devil for, to keep you bound and stuck in a relationship that is not good for you. And if you are so lucky to have somebody in your life that is an amazing creature and they lift you up and they never make you question where you stand when you guys are together, and this person looks for new ways to love you each and every single day, hold on to that person. And don't let anything outside of yourself, not friends, not family, not society, not the news, not the government, don't let anything get in the way of you and your partner, you and your children. It is designed this way. It is designed that they take dad away from the home and mom away from the home and the children away from the home. It's a way to indoctrinate them. It's a way to keep them apart. This has been designed this way. Keep you guys all locked in. Everybody's all being, brainwashed in different ways. The kids are being brainwashed at school. Mom's being brainwashed another way. Too many cooks in the kitchen. That's why the old traditional values worked. But you're going to have to get creative now. Thank you, Spirit. You heard that ding. Rewind and go back to what I was just saying. You guys have to be so freaking unbreakable at this day and age in society that nothing can stand in the way of you and your relationship. And trust me, there will be all different types of forces, whether they're visible or invisible, that will do everything to keep power couples away. They will keep divine masculine, divine feminines away. And for those of you who believe in twin flame relationships, it is designed because when you guys are together, you are the most powerful. And when you get it together, you will become the most powerful when it comes to creating abundance and helping the people around you, raising the vibration of the collective. It's designed to keep you from doing that. Anyway, you guys, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my ugly truth about relationships. I hope you guys liked it. If so, please give it a thumbs up. It does help my channel grow, and it lets me know that you guys like these videos. And thank you to those of you guys who have already purchased me a cup of coffee. I really do appreciate the donation to my channel. You guys, I love you all so very much. And, you know, to those of you who are having a rough time in relationships, just know that this too shall pass. And, you know, if there is something that is meant for you, it will never pass you by, no matter how it looks around you. You guys, I love you again. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And also, let me know how this resonates. Take care.